10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
The last word I heard was that this was a place for spoken word. A verbal visual gallery of lyrical works, each line designed to make your brains twerk. All said, some were written, all stripped into a mic check, 1, 2. Shifting your points of perspective and adapting to your point of view. But as for me, I'm here to see that the job gets done. There's no fantasies of yellow brick roads and no time for chorus to run, because in my mind, each line should be like a drum line from your heart to your mind, motivating your mouth to give shout-outs and
rewind.
Said in my mind, each line should be like a drum line from your heart to your mind, motivating your mouth to give shout-outs and rewinds, and at the very least, each piece should brushstroke the canvas, leaving you high as a kite as if your hookah was laced with cannabis, transforming this place into a space where lovers of this art can demand this, and anything less than blessed that might touch the mic just might leave my crowds piss. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you and welcome you to this evening's edition of the Wordplay Cafe. Coming to you live and direct from Tbones Hot Spot at 2667 Mall Drive here in beautiful sunny Sarasota. Although it's been kind of overcast, it's that time of year. It is what it is. I am joined this evening by my lovely co-host. Help me welcome to the mic, Desiree.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, my name is Desiree. Partner in rhyme with Device One here. Yes. Oh, you forgot your name?
I did. I just got it.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lack of coffee talk.
Yeah, anything he says, not true. Anyway, let's see. We have just one guideline because we don't like rules at Wordplay Cafe. Rules are made to be broken, so we don't like rules. We have guidelines. And the only guideline we have here is to respect the mic. Actually, wait, no, we have two. We do have two guidelines.
Two guidelines.
Yes. First guideline, respect the mic. When someone is up here, we ask that you can please just keep it down to a dull roar. It's not easy getting up here talking in front of people. We make it look real easy, but believe me, it is not. The butterflies swarm, pterodactyls join them every now and again in my stomach. I just don't let you see it, but I'm nerve-wracked. So we know it's not easy coming up here. So if you can, just be a little respectful, keep it down. The second guideline is, this is interactive. We know that a lot of you, when you go to a poetry venue or some kind of music venue, you used to be quiet, not saying anything, not letting the person on the stage know that you really enjoyed what they said or what they've done. We want you to let us know. We say something, you want to hear it again, you shout it out.
Rewind.
Oh, wow, that was a shout. You shout out. Rewind. Thank you, that was much better. Oh, you need more coffee for that?
Give it to me.
Oh, give it to you again? Okay. All right. If the poet on the mic says something that really resonates with you and you want to hear it again, you shout out.
Rewind.
I knew that was coming. If they say something you just really like it, shake your keys, clap your hands, stomp your feet, hit the table, clap hands to the person next to you.
Did you hear that?
No, don't listen to them. Don't slap your ear. No violence. This is a violence-free zone.
And Alex will have it on camera so you can't even dispute it.
Exactly. So, if you're going to do it, I'm not saying to do it, but if you're going to do it, make sure you're someplace on the periphery, where the camera can't see you. I'm just trying to protect you.
And might I say that the link is posted on Facebook on Tbones Hot Spot, so you can go in and check us out live.
Okay. Solid. The link is on Facebook, Tbones Hot Spot. You can go in and check us out live. Anything else? Did I forget anything?
No, covered every base.
Okay, excellent.
First, second, third, slide in the home.
Wonderful.
High five into the dugout.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go slap your butt.
No. No. I didn't forget it's supposed to be friendly and that won't be nice. No. I team player-ish. I try. You know. I've been told I'm complicated and hard to please. But I'm a simple woman with simple tastes. And I'm very easy to please. Just give me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be known. Not like fame, remember my name. I don't need to be the center of everyone's attention, just the center of yours. I want to be seen as an individual. Now, I know you've been hurt and now you're upper-minded that one woman is just as good as another, but we are not the same. I am not her. I want you to call me by my name, not baby or mommy, and damn sure not boo. I want to hear Desiree, Desiree, Desiree. That way when you address me, I know that I'm the one you're thinking of, not whoever else you call baby and mommy and boo. I want your time.
Rewind.
I want you to call me by my name, not baby or mommy, and damn sure not boo. I want to hear Desiree, Desiree, Desiree. That way when you address me, I know that I'm the one you're thinking of, not whoever else you call baby and mommy and boo. I want your time. I want your strength, I want your weakness. I want your laughter, I want your tears, I want you. Thank you.
Yeah. Amen.
May I have your attention, please?
Yes.
This is a maiden voyage, and unlike the Titanic, isn't guaranteed to return from rough seas. Because as rough seas tend to rise and fall, we poets are summoned by the siren's call with those who would dare to part their lips, with those who would care to share their gifts, with those who came to exchange their pain with those of you who have managed to press your way through, but now you are now made a witness. Both the message and the messenger filled with a new deliverance, externally the same as slightly changed within your inner self. Your newfound wealth is just measured by your knowledge of your newfound self. For in these words, we have found power and peace, and memories of love that will never cease, and visions of freedom from pain and oppression that will forever remain within our brain's internal impression. So how could we possibly keep this on the inside? Well, the very gift of spoken word is so very alive. And all I can ask is that you all ask yourselves the same. Now, will you leave here tonight psychologically the same way that you came, or will you allow these words to connect inside? Protecting from the icebergs that would separate and divide. Rejecting the madness that your so-called friends supply, because as we are all vessels on the sea of spoken word, they say all ships in the same waters are lifted by the same rising tides. We are, T-Bone? At any point in the piece, shake your piece. We are joined this evening by my best friend from Atlanta, Peggy.
Hey, Peg.
She's unfortunately on her way back to Atlanta in the morning, but she was able to join us tonight. So thanks for coming. I'm glad you had a chance to come by, and I hope you enjoyed Sarasota. We'll get a chance to show you. It's been a good time. We're also joined by our damn near resident poet. You remember the picture? We might add you to the marquee. Alex is in the house with us.
Yep.
Rewind!
Wasn't a piece?
Kinda.
I love Florida. But hopefully you'll be sharing some pieces with us and your song. All right. Cool. Would you like to do another piece? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, one more again. I'm going to get off the damn stage. Basically. I
need you to make love to me. I need you to make love to me all day. I need you to make love to me all day, today, and every day for the rest of our lives. I need you to hold my hand while we walk down out of the supermarket. I need you to touch me for no specific reason as we sit side by side in church. Rewind. I need you to hold my hand while we walk down the aisle of the supermarket. I need you to touch me for no specific reason as we sit side by side in church. I need you to whisper I love you in my ear at the most inopportune time. I need you to massage my feet while we sit in front of the television, you watching your game, and me, well, I'm reading a book. I need you to lend me that teddy bear at the county fair. I need you to dance with me to the music in our heads and the rhythm in our bodies in the middle of Main Street. I need you to rub my back while we stand in a ticket line at the theater. I need you to play with me, laugh with me, tickle me, be my forever playmate. I need you to make love to my mind, never forgetting just how much I love talking to you. I need you to remember that you were my heart, my lover, my best friend, my covering. I need you to tell me when I'm not quite myself, when I'm out of sorts, a little over the top. Okay, when I'm just acting crazy. I don't know what's in the peanut I need you to hold me close, simply because you know how much I just love how it feels to be wrapped in your arms. I need you to kiss me soft and kiss me slow. I need you to remember that nothing is perfect, but this is. I need you to hug me before you leave in the morning. I need you to hug me when you return. I need you to hold me while I sleep. But most of all, I need you to make love to me. I need you to make love to me all day. I need you to make love to me all day, today, and every day for the rest of our lives. Thank you. And with no further ado, our resident poet, Alex.
How's the mic set? Okay. Is that good?
It's fine. I really needed that.
Whoa.
Okay. So, I always feel like a dork because I sit over there and I accidentally snap instead of clap.
Oh, you can do both.
Well, it's because I told you I was in Wordplay Cafe, and Miss Fox thinks that snapping kind of resonates more, like the sound waves, you know, they're more like ghosty instead of clapping.
Snap, clap, do both.
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah, we snap, we clap, we shout, we're good.
So, I didn't have anything to read again until a little bit earlier today. And the first piece I wrote was kind of just like word vomit to get myself going.
Yes.
But
Did
I
you say
figured
word
I'd
vomit?
read them
Yeah,
both.
she did. Word vomit.
Well, I have to get something out so I can get the good stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
My glasses. And so I think I'll keep them to myself. The words of frustration that infinitely plague me. And they'll remain in my head until a later hour one night when I can carefully assess each one and neatly file them away. And the heavier things I'll close my eyes to for a while until they build up and demand solving. So then I'll deconstruct them, just like the boats from when I was little. And on my better days, I'll take those infinite frustrations and make them into vague, broken metaphors scrawled as an excuse for poetry. That was my word vomit.
Oh, that was the word vomit?
Yeah. So that one kind of warmed me up for a second.
Yeah, okay.
It's not really edited, so it's kind of a mess so far.
I don't know if I really want to hear it. That was the word vomit.
Some days, I write the moon's everlasting love poems to the sun for their unfortunate separation, or to the stars for their constant companionship. But others, I'm a raging inferno, singeing all the paper in my path and leaving behind hot coals of words that, when placed in the correct order, become deep declarations in the name of poetry. And on the off days, my words are a broad spectrum from blazing sun to all-encompassing blizzards. There are days when my lashes stick together with salty drops like stars incapable of being constellations anywhere but my cheeks and the teal ocean of my pillowcase. But there are also days when I'm in love with each breath that I take. Days when my cheeks are sore from laughter and my moments full of spontaneous bursts of happiness. And it's the days that I could not imagine being anywhere but alive that make the days that seem like I'm constantly grasping for a reason to stay here completely worth it. And it brings me to the realization that in order to live, you have to take the days that you feel like you're drowning to get the days where you're in love with being alive.
Solid.
Wow, that's solid.
I just knew it.
Just hurts you all up there.
Let's hear it again for Alex. That was fun. I don't know. I think I kind of like your last second. Oh my God, I've got to write something for tonight stuff. Better than the stuff you've written. However long it's written. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. You have such a wonderful talent.
I like that she cinches the paper.
Exactly. She cinches the paper. You can see it. You know, it's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. You have quite a talent. Device One and I are coming up on our 2nd anniversary for Wordplay Cafe.
It's been 2 years in this fight.
Yeah.
I
saw that. It was Miss Favorite expression.
What?
Unfortunately, camera misses. I'm just sharing.
2 years.
Excuse me. Anyway, we're going to be celebrating our 2nd year anniversary next month. We haven't quite.
August 30th?
August 30th-ish.
Ish. That'll be a Saturday.
It will be a Saturday night here and elsewhere. Do we know that yet?
Should be here.
Huh?
August 30th. Saturday.
Absolutely.
Yes, it will be August 30th.
What day is that?
August
It's a
30th.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
It's the
August
last
30th
Saturday
is
of
a
August.
Saturday. Okay, yeah, let's work it out.
Yes, August 30th will be our
We might have to
2-year
mix it
anniversary
a little bit.
That'd be fun.
for Wordplay Cafe
Yeah.
here at Tbones Hot Spot, 2667 Mall Drive in wonderful Sarasota. I remember the address. I'm always forgetting it. Let's see. We would like to showcase our local artists. Our poetry and artist family is huge and it is constantly growing. I absolutely love being a part of the artist community here in Sarasota, in Tampa, St. Pete, Palm Bay, Pompano Beach. Where else have we gone? Fort Lauderdale. Yes. Yes, we are absolutely loving this poetry family. However, we would like our local artists to come out and really showcase the talent that we have right here in Sarasota.
Come out and show out.
So, Alex, we expect to see you August 30th. It's a Saturday night, not a school night. It's our 2-year anniversary. Your friends that write, sing, play an instrument that would not be too terrified to come on the Wordplay Cafe stage, we would like them to join you as well. And with that being said, next up on the mic, if you would help me welcome my partner in crime, Device One.
But that's not necessary to be the simple person. Hi. Yeah.
Trivia night.
That's good.
I cried out for help already. And apparently not a spoken word was heard. All of the signs were there, and each of them was well lit. It was quite the sight to see for those predisposed and those who were tuned into it. But maybe, just maybe, if you would try to listen, none of this shit would have happened at all. They say ostrich heads hit deep in the sand can't avoid or erase the painful landslides that a man's emotions can create. And it's a magnetic sinkhole that's taken hold of those close enough to be called my friends and those genetically doomed to be called my family. But they tend to lend a special name to this particular brand of insanity. And once the smoke clears, the loudest question to echo after me will be, was this what God had planned? And you're standing right in front of the camera.
I'm sorry. But you don't have to leave.
I love it. He parts right in front.
I'm gonna have to find a better place. It happened all night last night. It was like his head right there. I had to keep asking him. It's like, could you move your head over just a little bit?
You're scared boy.
Yeah, he ran.
Rewind.
No, yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, he can come back in here and start his coffee again.
I cried out for help already. And apparently not a spoken word was heard. All of the signs were there, and each of them was well lit. It was quite the sight to see for those predisposed and those who had tuned into it. But maybe, just maybe, if you had tried to listen, none of this shit would have happened at all. They say ostrich heads hit deep in the sand can't avoid or erase the painful landslides that a man's emotions can create. And it's a magnetic sinkhole that's taken hold of those close enough to be called my friends and those genetically doomed to be called my family. And they tend to lend a special name to this particular brand of insanity. But once the smoke clears, the loudest question to echo after me will be, was this what God had planned? Because I saw the same bright lights that should have led me to more than a 72-point headline in a video gone viral. Those bright lights lit a one-way path that called louder to me than anyone who ever claimed to love me. Those lights lit abscess cavities filled with blood-red memories that walked and talked 180 degrees to the love they said I'd find. And in my mind, it was all or nothing that gets taken or left behind. And no one chose to disclose the downside of dark thoughts. So now, amid a sea of burnt-out lights whose nights will never end, there's a place for me. There's a space for me amongst the calling, amongst the fallen. And so like Icarus, I fell. But you watched me. You watched me coming up a bright and promising star, but the melanin of this chocolate skin hit those tears that flowed like the sticks, and each devilish deed only managed to succeed in planting a seed of regret, and each beget the next brick that built a wall so fucking thick you couldn't go around, you couldn't go over, and you most definitely couldn't go through it, because sometimes sticks and stones, they break more than just bones. Sometimes they break hearts, sometimes they break lives, sometimes they break families and homes. And when love turns to pain, we tend to refrain from other options, right? Is love supposed to be that come-all, end-all emotion that compels us all? But what happens when the love must suffer and bleed? Tell me, what if your all was less than the need? I mean, where do you draw the finish line? When your jog becomes a race amongst runners who aren't racing. I said, where do you draw the finish line when your jog has become a race amongst runners who aren't racing? And how do you find your way back to the beginning when the best use for all those steps it took in getting there is an eraser? But sometimes we can turn around those weapons on those who attack, and instead of burying the knife, it's a hand that you feel in your back, because both of us know that this can't go on. This shit has got to stop. And so I fell. But maybe it was my tongue, because I had cried out for help already. And apparently, not a spoken word was heard. All of the signs were there, and each of them was well lit. It was quite the sight to see for those predisposed and those who were tuned into it. But maybe, just maybe, if you would try to listen, none of this would happen at all.
Okay, rewind. August 30th is a Saturday, so we're doing it's the same time. So we're gonna do 8 to 10. Do you want to?
Yeah, that'd be a good time for you.
Okay, and I'm doing a gig tonight. I'm done at 8, but I have somebody here to get you guys started, so I'll be here by 8:39.
Okay.
But I'm just making sure it's on my calendar. If I don't do that,
Okay.
yeah, it's out. It's out. Okay, so it's done.
Thank you, sir. Let's see. I have no idea what this is going to play next. This is kind of scary. It's a commercial. We are constantly pushing the envelope with what we do with the Wordplay Cafe. It's called growth. Sometimes it's painful, but it is a necessary direction that we're going in. So we have always wanted to create a space where artists and performers could come and express themselves and share their gifts. Because it's not the Michael and Desiree show. It's not the Desiree Device One show. It's not the Device One Desiree show in any way, form, or iteration. So, this is a wide open invitation to all poets, all artists, all rappers, all dancers, singers. Bring your skills, bring your gifts. We are moving forward. We're the only venue that broadcasts. No one else does that. No one else offers that type of exposure. We are gathering sponsors. So it's going to be a backdrop and all kinds of good food. Didn't realize that shit.
2 weeks ago was not the PG show.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. Desiree and I, this is the Wordplay Cafe, but we are a poetry couple known as Wordplay. So we are working on a CD. And that Lord's will be out before December. CD, 3 videos. Yeah, we're doing things. We're doing things. And we'd like everyone to be a part of this, as well. So continue to come with us, continue to join us, continue to follow us on Facebook. I guess I'll build on Instagram and all that stuff. Yeah, my Facebook.
Yeah.
She got a mouth like my God.
What? What's that?
That dinosaur. Okay. Yeah, our AOL account is
You got mail.
Okay. Oh man. But maybe this is the end result of too much time opinionating. Of too many pieces left to overstand, or too much knowledge to share with my fellow man, because with each word I write, I free myself. I'm redirecting the blinding lights in the mirror in order to better see myself. I'm downloading the latest upgrades to Device One 2.0 in order to better be myself, because what you see now will soon pass. Just as yesterday was tomorrow until the day after next, this present will soon too become the past, because time is just a concept expressed without from within our minds. And spoken word is just life best expressed throughout each piece, each work, and each line. So won't you journey with me down this winding rabbit hole? Let's just trip off whatever we find, because each man is a slave to his master, and I too must answer to mine. And there's so much more to share in this esoteric atmosphere of like-minded souls on fire. Until our minds unite and we light up the night, and this art can only go higher. And I do pray that each of you poets that answer to this call might pray that your heart would inspire, because we are pinpricks, and our words will become the writing on the caveman's walls, and our pieces will forever echo down digital poetry halls. And our pens, come on in! There it is, what's the word? Cool.
He does his on the drum.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Was that going to keep me back? I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're Our pens will forever flow, and I totally lost it. The train that I was on is gone. Yeah.
You were on a train, though. We know that.
Oh, you gonna make me read?
You're the one that lost your train. You know, you might even get back on the track and find a couple words.
Yeah, it had something to do with finding your
Your train.
yeah.
I think
There's a pill we can take. Oh, I was almost done. Our pens will forever flow.
That's it.
This life that we led, returning power back to the universe through these words that were once trapped within our heads. Thank you.
Rewind.
Oh man, it's always playing me. Oh my God. No, this is
good thing you took it up.
it's funny.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
This is a funny evolution because I don't normally read.
Seriously, I was like,
That's an interesting look on your face.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Were you talking about me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I don't usually read, although this is really the roots of how I kind of got started in this thing, and Peggy can co-sign this check. Honestly, Peggy.
Oh, right.
Peggy, was it 5 years ago maybe, in Atlanta, took me to my first open mic. And I've been bit ever since. Little spot up in Atlanta called Marley's Coffee and Tea with my good friends Gary and Dwayne. They're still doing their thing. I'm constantly trying to get back up there. But I was the most nervous freaking wreck. And I said this little 6-line piece of shit. And I was just like, okay, thank you. Let me just get away. But ever since then, I said, I'm going to get better. I'm going to do this 110%. And I started writing longer stuff. I never did it, but I got into the practice of writing and making a flow. And then I started doing this crap. And I got up on stage one day, I forgot my book, and it was like, and I said, ain't no way in the wide world of sports I'm not going to be able to do the stuff that I wrote. And I started memorizing. And this is what I mean about that painful rope. You know, had it not been for me getting shell shocked like that and all eyes on me, and the best I can say was my name, maybe my social, I wouldn't have gotten into memorizing my pieces. And now I've grown to get away from the microphone too. It's kind of weird. But every once in a while I do like to dip back in the book. So, let me share with you guys one little piece called Eyes on the Prize. Didn't we do this with the Slices of Life one time?
Sorry. It sounds familiar. If it was with that, yeah, it's been a while.
I see happiness in her smile. She talks and walks success in her very style.
Yes. That is it.
And I see victory in her eyes, but the prize I lay my eyes on lies between her thighs. Going far beyond the physical, no, the mental must take root first. And well past the process of being a baby maker, because damn near any female can give birth. Old school or bikini line. You see, I'm talking about nation building. One good woman and one good man come together often and create their own clan. There's no hoods, no ropes, no crosses, just strong neighborhoods with hopes to rebuild their losses. And regaining the thrones of our fathers is the only claim, the only aim of young homes. They can't be bothered with slinging them things or being some time-wasting paper chaser. That first part-time gig, keeping the block on lock. Second part-time gig, that's being a target for the cops. Third part-time gig, trying to make a name in this game for life. Your fourth part-time gig is trying to make it out of this game with your life. Because I can be the happiness in her smile and how she talks and walks success in her very style. But I need to share the victory that I see in her eyes. Sure as the best boots on the street was beat from the best cuts of leather, we gotta beat each other's ride or die, low tides or high, rise or fall, and let this love leave us stuck together. Because she's so much more than just some pretty face. And I gotta charge it to the game for those thick thighs, that round behind, and that black Barbie doll waist. Because ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And the stain from that pain on my soul, it just can't be erased. And even if her love is toxic, well, I'm still feeding for just one more taste. You see, these streets don't hold me like she does when I need love. These streets don't sleep when I need to go deep, and it's her treasure that I'm thinking of. From her lips to my lips, I plant kiss after kiss, from her breast to her hips, and she bucks and thrusts like she wants my teeth chipped. And in her moans, I clearly hear each tomorrow, each pain-filled yesterday replaced as tears of joy wash away the sorrow. Because we be the happiness that lives in her smile, and how she talks and walks success with each step in her own style. And we were the victory in her eyes. Yes, we were the victory in her eyes. Thank you.
I'd like to break my cherry, please.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
We're going to welcome to the mic a Wordplay Cafe first, the owner of the house here at Tbones.
All right.
Let's hear it from Tbones.
It's going to be this long.
It's all right.
It's all you, sir.
Hi.
Loving you.
You are my everything. I brought you a diamond ring. I promised you I'd be true, and you promised too. Did you mean it, boo? Like coins in a wishing well, you had more secrets than you can tell. You put me up on a shelf, you found someone else, now I'm all by myself. But you know I wish you well. Be sure to take care of yourself. And if that undercover brother ever put you down, don't worry, I'll be around. Check love lost and found.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait. That's all I got right there.
You gotta make that happen again, T-Bone.
Huh?
You gotta make it happen again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we get a rerun of it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Huh?
Ready? Nobody can able? Got one locked and loaded?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next voice that you hear on the mic. Coming back to the stage is my co-host, my partner in rhyme, Casey. Casey.
Oh, hey.
Unlike my partner in rhyme, I love you.
Although I do know how to project, I just kind of would prefer not to. I kind of like to have the mic in front of me instead, and I could just talk. Oh, that's what you want me to do?
No, I'm just saying that's a big this is.
Oh, okay. So you make me request. Also, as you can see, most of my stuff I do not have memorized. Not really on purpose. I just have a lot on my plate, and I'm kind of working on it, sort of. This piece I'm going to do is entitled "Sweet Nothings." I literally finished it as we were sitting at Solstice Lounge last Thursday night at one of our very good friends' birthday. Real Shit's the poet. So this will be only the second time I have ever done it. Oh yeah, they had to do it to music. That was hard. That was so hard. Let me whisper sweet nothings in your ear until our tomorrows become our yesterdays, and our yesterdays become our todays. Until the moon sheds its light on our days and the sun brightens our nights. I just want to be there for you. Like the air that fills your lungs and the skin that protects you. Like the muscles that keep you moving and the food that fuels you. I want to be irreplaceable. I want to be the first thing you think of in the morning and the last face you see at night. The first sound you hear will be my voice, and as you close your eyes, it will also be the last. I want to be the one who dries your tears, the one who cheers you on and holds you up when you fall, the one who never thinks you're weak or less of a man because you seek solace in me. You see, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to hold your hand when you feel lonely. I'm here to sing to you when you can't sleep. You know you're my baby. I'm here to guide you to your destiny. And when you appear bold and fearless to the world, I'm here to conquer fears they don't see. I'm part of you. I'm that irregular rhythm you feel every other 8th beat. I'm that hunger at 3:73 in the morning. That thought that crosses your mind at least 300 times a day. I'm the breath you take between breaths. I breathe you. You live me. You're my heart's spoken word. My life's open mic. The reason I see poetry, the venue of my soul. Thank you.
Can you rerun that back to the last?
The one that you like?
Yes. I love this place.
I'm part of you. That's so loud. I'm that irregular rhythm you feel every other 8th beat. I'm that hunger at 3:73 in the morning. That thought that crosses your mind at least 300 times a day. And just for you, I'm that breath you take between breaths. I breathe you, you live me. You're my heart's spoken word, my life's open mic. The reason I see poetry, the venue of my soul. Thank you.
After this, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that okay?
Sure.
People say I'm the life of the party, 'cause I tell a joke or two. Although I might be laughing loud and hearty, deep inside I'm weak. So take a good look at my face. You see my smile looks out of place. A little closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. I pulled over and cried. It was so awful. I didn't even know who it was. This is what she told me about the day my brother died. A motorcycle accident. Of course, it wasn't the fault of the 92-year-old man who cut across the lane to get to the church on the other side. Easier to blame the dead guy. I mean, what's he gonna do? Come back and say it wasn't my fault.
Rewind.
I pulled over and cried. It was so awful. I didn't even know who it was. That's what she told me about the day my brother died. A motorcycle accident. Of course, it wasn't the fault of the 92-year-old man who cut across the lane to get to the church on the other side. Easier to blame the dead guy. I mean, what's he gonna do? Come back and say it wasn't my fault? My baby brother. I used to hear him call my name when he was in trouble. Physical distance meant nothing. A part of me died that day. 6 months before I changed the date on our desk calendar. Years before I could read the police report. She's blowing up my phone and she knows I'm at work. So I call her and she's talking, but what's that sound? The water's running. Why is the water running? I have a razor. As my heart stops, I look up the number to the sheriff's office where she lives and send a message to a coworker to call them so they can send a deputy to my youngest daughter's apartment. Creative, the actor. Moody, the drama queen. Artistic, the dancer. My baby girl has now decided she wants to kill herself. And I, as a 911 operator, now have to forget I'm her mother for a little while and keep her on the phone to get the information I know the deputies are going to need before they get there. An hour after I got to work, I was on my way to her. A 5-hour drive, I did it in 3. Surrounded by darkness, traveling on autopilot. I thought I did my job. All I had to do was provide for them, protect them. They had everything they needed. I made sure of that. I taught them proper names for body parts, good touch, bad touch. Tell me if anybody, and I mean anybody, touches you in a bad way. I thought I did my job. Maybe I did it too well. She told her sister, who then told me that when she was a child, she was touched by 2 people, children themselves. Now I'm left to wonder, where was I, and where did I go wrong? I've always been the strong one, the rock, the go-to girl, the problem solver, the calm in the midst of the storm, even when I'm the center of it. So take a good look at my face. You see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace tracks of my tears.
Indeed.
And on that note, I believe we're going to take a 10-minute break.
Chili break.
Yeah.
Chili break? All right.
My chili's here. Yes. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Well, y'all can take a 10-minute break. I'm taking a chili break. So, device one, if you would kindly give us some music. Thank you so much. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're on.
So right now, it's all good. She'll come and do something to do. You know, so great.
Yeah. How would you feel with
I mean, we have
She said it's like, what's going on? It's like, so this is the thing, and that's the whole point. It's a self-centered type of thing. It's like she asks us many questions. Be a part of it.
Yeah, yes,
Trying to get you up there. You made seeing you up there. You know what I mean? So, give me the whole synopsis so if I get to talk about you can say that.
Never I see these things.
Attitude. Kelly, for sure. Towards everything. Because it's all the same thing. It's all the same done. Kelly and I follow the relationship and so she's got a solution for you because she's so much
Yeah.
so
I appreciate it.
and I had to talk to you since I played this psychology and she don't understand why I did. I see you something that seems to take away from them.
Okay, and we are back from our break.
Yeah.
The chili is absolutely delicious. So, when you come to Tbones Hot Spot, you have to ask for the chili. The chili is delicious.
Say, you can't get her out. You really got to go to the What's the concept?
Some people are vegetarian.
So
It's not chili is delicious. What was that? A pizza?
you don't want to
Grilled cheese pizza. Pizza grilled cheese is awesome. Tbones does not make your regular grilled cheese. You have to come try his grilled cheese sandwiches. They're awesome.
Is this a commercial?
Ish.
Ish. But just hearing.
Spoken word is that time.
You know, we are very.
That soul's cure, the mind's soother, the emotions regulator. And I'm your poetry pusher. I got that good shit. What? I got that. Oh, that'll get you attention. Spoken word is that tonic. The soul's cure, the mind's soother, the emotion regulator. And I'm your poetry pusher. I got that good shit. Woo! I got that shit. Look, I did it twice already. And I'm your poetry pusher. I got that good shit.
Ish.
I got that shit that'll get your head nodding and your fingers snapping. I got that shit that'll make you feel so good you be clapping your hands and shouting. Woo! Just when you think there's nothing that can be done, when you believe no one will understand, no one's gone through this before, you're in this alone, you come see me. There's a piece for that. You're feeling like at any second it's all gonna fall apart. There's a piece so solid it will ground you. There's not even an up from here. You're feeling like there's no hope. Excuse me, there's not even an up from here. There's a piece that will take you so high, it will have you believing you touch heaven. When the devil has you convinced there's something wrong with you, there's a piece that will bring you the voice of God telling you in no uncertain terms, I created you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's that word that will bring you to your knees, tears streaming down your face. It's that word that will have you surging to your feet, shouting, come on, poet! That word that knows all your secrets. That word that knows all your pain. That word that knows all your sorrow. So when you feel like you're at the end of your rope and you need that fix, just come to Wordplay Cafe at Tbones Hot Spot because I'm your poetry pusher. Thank you. And next on the mic, we're going to have my partner in rhyme doing his famous, infamous, depending on how you see it. Look, it's famous. As far as I'm concerned, it's famous. I love that piece. Alex loves that piece.
I love it.
See, everybody here loves that piece.
We know which piece you're talking about.
See, what piece am I talking about, Tbones?
Let's see, it has music to it.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I can say. Foundation.
Device one with foundations.
All right. Guilty as charged. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I get just as much out of doing it for you. I was raised in a house that was filled with love and some tension. No, not quite perfect, though nothing man-made ever really is, but it was just enough for the life that I lived for me to lay down foundations. And I grew as a man to understand that my every definition of a relationship began with trust and ended in some higher level of faith. And that anything less than that was less than a waste of time and of my efforts and of my emotions. And not to mention the darkness that can form in those corners where seeds of life would need to fight in order to survive and bleed all night. But when life has to rise, we just do whatever needs to be done until the sun greets us again. And then we pick those bricks from the sticks and stones, letting our successes be the revenge on those who failed to break our bones. Let them be the ones who made us stronger than death till it takes life itself to take away our very last breath. And we had agreed to work this land together. Knowing that I would need her sensitivity and that she would need my strength, I gave her mine and she shared hers with me, captured within our hearts and exchanged ever so freely. But no one ever taught us how to work our way through the Through a lifetime of scattered opportunities, we both planted erratic seeds. And sometimes what grows from the past in the darkest parts of your heart starts to erode in the present what your future truly needs. Because your parents can only show you how to love. But they argue amongst themselves behind their own closed doors, and that's what creates the void that eats you alive. And in 5, 4, 3, you two become separate ones. And just as what's lived can't be forgotten, sometimes what's said can't be undone, and those weeds continue to grow. It's the only things proven to do so in a vacuum. And it's the light and the love that's the first things consumed. Have you screaming across a sea of silence while you're side by side in the same bed, in the same room? But I was raised in a house that was filled with love. Expectation. No, not quite perfect, though nothing man-made ever really is. But it was just enough for the life that I lived for me to lay down the foundations. And so maybe if I'd seen more of the less than heavenly side of love that sometimes makes a grown man run, I would have learned that not everyone that you give your heart to knows what the hell you do. Maybe I would have learned that love is a balance where having it in life and the fact of it is the amount of reason to die inside because it's stronger than any truth and it's deeper than any lie. Maybe I would have learned that being the last man standing sometimes means you're the first man who witnessed everyone else's love die. But I was raised in a home that was filled with love and attention. No, not quite perfect, but nothing man made ever really is. But it was just enough for the life that I lived for me to lay down foundations.
Yeah, man. Nice. Gets better every time.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I can say. We are going to bring the show to a close tonight. Thanking everyone that came out and joining us. Thanking those of you at home that are watching us. Just bear in mind that we do this every Tuesday, so we'll be back next week here at Tbones Hot Spot. Once again, 2667 Hall Drive, beautiful Sarasota. But closing the show out will be my partner in crime, Desiree. The photo
photographer right now. Give me a minute. Un momentito. Yeah, that's why your face is all messed up.
I'll photo about everything. She probably won't post.
No, I won't.
You're right. Your tongue's out.
I know. Well, come on.
They say spoken word is a dying art. They say spoken word is a dying art. Her arteries are hardened. Congestive heart failure, so she can no longer make it to the venue. She has COPD and emphysema, so even if she made it here, she couldn't spit. And I heard she just collapsed. Someone was performing CPR and the crowd was crying, "Please don't let her die. Who will be our voice? You can't let her die. Who will tell our story?" And I'm the paramedic. As I rushed towards spoken word, I grabbed my defibrillator. See, I was told she was unconscious and not breathing, quite dead by all accounts. And my job is to save the living and to bring the dead back to life. But as I knelt by her side, I realized the spoken word was not dead. Her heart was in big fib, quivering within her chest, unable to regain her natural rhythm. So I bared her chest, prepared the paddles, and shot her heart back into rhythm. And a few seconds later, she gasped. So I stepped to the mic, bearing my soul, telling my story, one word at a time. Because spoken word is not dead, as long as I, you, we can rhyme. Thank you, and that is it. Wordplay Cafe. So happy that you could be here. So happy that you could be here also. As Device One mentioned, we will be here next Tuesday as well. We're here every Tuesday at Tbones Hot Spot, 2667 Mall Drive in very hot Sarasota, Florida.
Is that the 8th time we said the effort?
It's okay though.
Yeah, I think we did that.
Repetition, it'll stick eventually.
See, I got it. Exactly. See, that's from listening to you all the time, so I got it. So they hear it all the time. They'll get it too, right? Anything else you would like to say?
Not a thing. Not a thing. Just wishing Peggy safe travel back to Atlanta. Glad again that you can make it down to Sarasota. Had a wonderful time having you here. Alex, thank you for your pieces. Bird vomit or not, they were the bomb. I appreciate you bringing them and sharing them with us. Thank you so very much. T-Bone.
Word vomit, man. Word vomit. I mean, this is like my newest favorite phrase on the planet, man. You know what I mean? Because yeah, and thank you guys. You know, we have some really fantastic nights here, and Tuesday nights is one of my most favorite nights, and we're gonna build this up so that people can get the opportunity to share what this brings out in you and your spirit and so forth. And then Wednesday night we got Mr. Bernardo sitting over here, and that's a really awesome night. And so, you know, we're doing different things, and it's all just sort of like, I mean, family coming together and people expressing themselves, and that's what is, you know, that kind of venue is necessary. And that's what we are. It was my vision from White On. I'm not taking a bunch of credit, because, you know, blessings come from God, but they come through people. You know what I mean? And then you guys, I'm really blessed to have you guys here.
It's a blessing for us to be here. Believe it. Believe it. I'm good.
Wordplay Cafe. Life at its most expressive.
Word by word.
Thank you so much for coming. See you next time.
I'm like Charlie's Angels over here. I'm like speaking off camera. Where's that voice coming from?
Yeah,